Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Stable diffusion models are purely love. One of the coolest thing which you can do with these stable diffusion models is to change the clothing on any image. Normally what happens is that whenever you're looking to change an existing image to alter the clothing and the attire, you would either go to any existing pre-trained model and then try to tinker with your prompt to get it right, or you would just use some online free tool or paid tool and try to get it done. In both the cases, not only it is costly, but also you don't really get the desired result as much. So what you need here is a flexibility coupled with the ease of use to get this done. In this video, I am going to show you how you can change the clothing on any existing image quite easily, but at the same time by using the power of stable diffusion models, all local, all private, all free. There are four things you would need for that. First and foremost, you would need automatic 1111, which is a simple graphical user interface to run large language models with stable diffusion locally. I will also be installing this automatic 1111 from scratch and we will see how it works. I already have done a comprehensive, very easy video on automatic 1111. So if you're interested, just search my channel with this automatic 1111 and you should be able to find it. Second thing which we need is the ControlNet extension for this automatic 1111. Now the reason why we need this ControlNet model is because we want to control the behavior of the existing stable diffusion model to just focus on the change of the clothing on the pose of the image, because normally what happens is that if you are just using a model to change the clothing, it might do it, but it might change the pose. If you want to retain the pose the way a person is standing or looking, then you need to use the ControlNet model, and that is why after installing automatic 1111 we will also be installing this extension on top of it. So this is what you need. And third thing you need is this open pose. Sorry, second thing is this, and this is the model we will be downloading, SD Control Net Open Pose, after installing the extension. So this is the third thing. Fourth thing which we need is this model which is used for inpainting. Now this is how we are actually going to change the clothing on an image. That process is called as inpainting. I already have done a video on inpainting, so if you go to my channel and just type here inpainting, then you will see that I have just shown you how to do inpainting of any image. Inpainting simply means that on any image, you just create a mask and then you ask the model to convert that mask into whatever object you want to place in the image. That's all there is to it. And I will also be showing you how to do that in painting. So for in painting we have different model, and for that we will be using this clarity. I will also be dropping the links to all of these models in video's description, so don't worry about that. So again, first thing you would need automatic 1111, which is a GUI to do this image manipulation, and then we would need an extension for that automatic 1111 for ControlNet, and then the ControlNet model itself, which is called as open pose, and then the inpainting model, which is called as clarity. So this is all we need to do. So let's get started, and first up let's install this automatic 1111. Before I do that, let me give a huge shout out to Massed Compute, who are sponsoring the VM and GPU for this video. If you're looking to rent a GPU on affordable prices, I will drop the link to their website in video's description. Plus, I'm also going to give you a coupon code of 50% discount on range of GPUs, so do check them out. So let me take you to my terminal where I'm running this Ubuntu 22.04. Let me quickly show you. So this is Ubuntu and my GPU card is NVIDIA RTX A6000 with 48 GB of VRAM courtesy Massed Compute. First up, let's create a virtual environment. With Conda, I'm just calling it A1111. Let's wait for it to get created and activated. Shouldn't take too long. It is going to install some stuff, and then within seconds it's done. Next up, let's git clone the repo of this automatic 1111. And by the way, it is also called as Stable Diffusion Web UI. That is also done. And then in the next step, we need to download all the prerequisites with the help of pip command. Let me change this. Let me clear the screen, and now let me run the pip command. I'm just going to paste it here, and it is going to take a couple of minutes to get it installed, so let's wait. And all the prerequisites are installed. Let me clear the screen. If you do ls-ltr here, you will see that there are a lot of files. We are interested in this shell script. So first let's change the permission of this shell script to web UI. Okay, so let's clear the screen. Next up, we need to launch this, and in order to launch this, the command is very simple. Just do this webui.sh, press enter, and it is going to launch it on your local system. So let's wait for it. It is going to download some packages again and then start it at your local system. And you can see that it is now installing and downloading the default Stable Diffusion 1.5 model. So let's wait. Also, I wanted to show you one more thing while it happens. That if you just scroll above, you see that there is this warning that you don't have TCMallocate installed on your system. I will also show you how you can resolve it. If you don't really care about it, you don't have to, but it just improves the performance if you do. So let's wait for this one to get finished downloading and installing, and I will show you how you can resolve that. Anyway, while we were speaking, you see that it has launched this Stable Diffusion Automatic 1111. You can also go to the browser and then in settings and change the theme to dark. Let me close it. So you see now we have automatic 1111 installed. Now, as I was saying, I'm just going to press Ctrl C here. Let me clear the screen. In order to avoid that warning, all you need to do is to run this command where we are installing this lib google perf tool and libt cmallocate and minimal 4, and that should resolve it. And it has installed it. So let me clear the screen and relaunch automatic 1111. So I have relaunched it, and this time you see that it has allocated it and all that stuff. You can also install Xformers if you like. Okay, so the first thing is done where we have our automatic 1111. The second step we need to do, we need to install this ControlNet for Stable Diffusion Web UI extension. For that, let's go back to our Stable Diffusion, and you will see that there is an extension tab towards the very right. And then go to, so you see that there is no ControlNet extension available here. So you can either go here, check if you see anything, go to install from URL, and here you would need to paste the link of this repo. So I'm just going to paste the link here and then click on install, and you can see that it has started downloading. It is going to take a few seconds, so let's wait for it to get downloaded. And then you can see that it says now that installed into this directory. Then go to installed, and you see at the very bottom there is now ControlNet extension. Just click on this orange button, apply and restart UI. It is going to reload it, the whole automatic 1111. But I would highly suggest that once this is finished, you go back to your terminal and then restart it from again, which means simply to press Ctrl C and then restarting it again. So so this is done, all good. And then I'm just going to cancel this just to remove it from here, the previous one too, and then go to terminal, and from here press Ctrl C. Let's clear the screen. Let's not restart it at the moment. Let's first also download the third step, which means this ControlNet open pose model and then the clarity model. Let's download both of these models and place them in the models directory of our automatic 1111. For that, all you need to do is to go to this page. As I said, I will drop the link in video's description. From here, click on this save tensors files, and then we need to click on download. Right click and then click on save link as. It is asking me where to download this. Just go to wherever you have installed your automatic 1111. So it should be in this stable diffusion web UI directory. From here you will see that there are a lot of directories. Just click on models, and from here you see that there are different types of stuff here. There is a ControlNet, and we want a ControlNet one, so just click on ControlNet and save it here. And you should see that it has downloaded on the top right. It's all good. And then we also need to download this in painting model. For that, just click on this download button. For the clarity one, it has started downloading. It is now downloading in my default downloads folder, so we would have to move it anyway. So let's wait for it. It is around 4 gig of size, so it is going to take a minute. And the clarity model download is complete. Let's go back to our downloads directory. This is our downloads directory, so I'm just going to cut it from here, and from there I'm just going into stable diffusion web UI models and stable diffusion directory. So if you see, earlier we had put the ControlNet in the ControlNet directory, but for this model we need to put it in the stable diffusion directory, and I have pasted it here. Okay, so we have downloaded our both models. That completes all 4 prerequisites which we needed to do. Let's go back to our terminal, and now let's restart our web UI again. Let's wait for it to get restarted. Okay, so you see that everything is installed now. Just quickly go to the extensions, and you will see that extension is here. Now, in order to change the clothing, which is actual objective here, let's click on this image to image tab, and then we need to set some of the configuration. First up, we will select our image, which we will do shortly, but I believe the good thing here is to just select some of the configuration. So first up, click on in paint, because the way it does the whole stuff is through in painting feature of automatic 1111, and that is why we downloaded that clarity model. So you have selected in paint tab here. Let's go down. Now here we need to select some of the configuration. So first up, just keep this mask mode as is, mask control content as is, and then for in paint area, just click on only the masked one, because we only want to change the area in the image which is masked. So let's keep it there, and then rest of it keep it as is. Sampling method means the actual method which changes the image. For that, let's select the Euler array, which is the best fit for this one. Let's keep the sampling steps to 35, and normally the optimal value is between 30 to 35, and this is how many steps it takes to generate the image. The more steps, the better quality, but the more time and resources it is going to take. Let's change the image resolution to maybe 512 to 768. It is more suited to the portrait one, and then the rest looks good to me. CFG scale, we normally don't change it. Let's keep it as is. The CFG primarily it regulates the balance between realism and adherence to the prompt. Higher value prioritizes realism. CFG stands for classification free guidance. So you see 7 is fine here. Some people also set it to 5, but 7 is good. Then we have denoising strength. This adjusts the amount of noise removal. Lower values preserve texture, while higher values produce smoother images. So normally I just go with 0.7 for this one. This really is a good balance. Let's keep the seed and all that stuff as is. Now scroll down, you will see that our ControlNet is already there. Click on this drop down, so you see everything looks good here. Just click on enable low VRAM and maybe pixel perfect. Let's keep it as is, and then control type, what sort of control we want. We want open pose. That is what we have downloaded, remember. So we have selected open pose, and it has changed the control here. So that looks good. Preprocessor is fine. For the model one, Just click on this drop down. If you don't see any model, click on refresh few times, and then you will see your model which you have downloaded from the open pose. Select it. Let's keep everything as is, like control mode and all that stuff, which looks fine to me. And then let's quickly review everything here. I think I missed one parameter. Let me see. The resize mode, make sure you select it to crop and resize. That is one thing I missed, but it is done now. So that is all good. So we have set our ControlNet configuration. We have set our inprinting configuration. Next up, let me select an image from my local system. So I have selected this image from my local system. Let's go up. And now we also need to give the prompt. So what I want to do here, in order to change the clothing, I want this image to wear a professional suit with a tie, male, one man, white shirt. Of course, you can change it as per your liking. And then I'm also going to set some of the negative prompt. That is what I don't want this image to be. So you see that I have set both of these, which I want it to be and which I don't want. Next up, we need to create a mask. So for mask, as you hover over this image, you will see this block. Now just create this mask over this image. Let me do that. You have to be a good mouse skill. So let me make a mask on this whole shirt. And there you go. So I have created the mask all over it on my shirt. Let's go here, and then I'm just going to click on generate. Let's wait for it to finish to see what it creates here. And I'll be very transparent. I will show you what it creates. It is also showing you the ETA progressing quite well. So you see it has generated the image first with the prompt. Hopefully it is going to retain the pose. Yeah, you see it is trying to retain the pose. There you go. Now one thing you can see, that despite of my negative prompt, it is bit malformed. My other arm is not good enough, but I think this was quite a hard one. But anyway, but you see it has changed the clothing. So instead of this shirt, my full sleeve shirt, it has gone with the professional look. So let me select another image where I have less complicated post. So but on this one, how do you fix it? You would have to tinker with the prompt to make sure that it doesn't really malforms it. So what it means is you would need to work more on this negative prompt, and this maybe I think it will be more towards the negative prompt where you can fix this, and that takes time, multiple iterations and that sort of stuff. Now in order to replace this image with any other image, so let me click on cross, then click on image here. Maybe I'll just select yeah, okay, let's go with this one. This seems simple. There is no hand or arm here. Now you just click on this pencil icon here, and then you can adjust the how big your circle is. So if you have a bigger area, go with a big circle. So I'm just going to use this to draw here. I'm letting it run so that you would see how I did it. So I'm just going to draw it here. Let me complete it. So I have created the mask here, and if I go up, I have just put in wearing a traditional Roman gladiator uniform, male, one man, musculata armor, Gallia helmet, and all that stuff. Let's click on generate to see what it generates this time. Let's wait for it. See, it is generating the image, and then it is going to do the inpainting. So inpainting means that to just put something in place of the area we have masked. So there you go. It has created the armor, and that is totally changed it. That's good. Also, if you just look at the right, it also shows you the pose. So this is a pose which it has detected. Looks cool. So if you click on it, it also shows you some of the explanation. Amazing stuff. But this is how easily you can change the stuff here, and you can imagine that it's all, this is a tool, you are using AI, but still it is all your imagination that how much innovation you can do with these prompts. Also, you can use any LLM out there to create a more well formed prompts, and I have created this one with the llama 3.2 model. So you can also select and take help from those LLMs. So that's it. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know what do you think. Before I leave you, let me also give a huge thanks to our good friends at AgentQL who are also sponsoring this video. AgentQL is a query language that turns any web page into a data source. With its Python SDK and live debugging tool, you can scrape and interact with web content. AgentQL works on any page, is resilient, is reusable, and it structures the output according to the shape of your query. AgentQL is a robust alternative to fragile XPath and DOM CSS selectors, as it uses the power of AI to analyze the page structure to find the data you are looking for. That's it. If you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you're already subscribed, please share it among your network as it helps a lot. Thank you for watching.